Good morning. Well, it is morning here in beautiful Limoux in the south of France. And this is a wonderful studio that we've been at now all week, where I've been teaching a masterclass. It's called Limusic. It is an absolutely gorgeous studio and highly recommend it. It's residential, which means you could bring, I don't know, probably about 20 people here if you wanted, bring a whole entourage. There are places all over to sleep, little apartments built here. It's absolutely gorgeous. They have a swimming pool, they've got horses. This is a wonderful part of the world, and we've been very blessed to be here for the week. So we're going to go and meet up with Oliver, who is a rather wonderful studio manager here and also head engineer, and has been our assistant and has been absolutely wonderful. And he's going to take us around the full facility. So without further ado, let's go and find Oliver. Yep. So this is Oliver, who's actually German. We've been calling him Olivier all week, you know, because we're in France. But actually, that's been one of the things that's been wonderful about this. We've had such a mix of nationalities. It's been really amazing.
Yeah, all over the world, participants.
Yeah.
It's really amazing for us too. Yes.
So we're in a little piece of paradise here in southern France. And Oliver, I suppose you're studio manager, assistant engineer, chief engineer. Probably.
Yeah, I'm in charge for all the technical stuff in the studio, in the main thing. So that's a lot of different.
Main control room, yes?
Yeah.
I suppose the centerpiece is, of course, the AWS 948.
Yes. The nice thing about this one is it's a hybrid console. You can use it also as a remote controller for your DAW, but also completely working as a regular SSL console on an analog domain. Yeah, and it's our centerpiece in the studio. Every line comes in here, and we can connect ourselves with every recording space all over the domain. Yes.
Great. They have great pre's, but we've actually, because they have an awesome selection, been using a lot of the external pre's. 8 channels of Millennia up here, which we've been using, a pair of actual Neve 1073s. One of my favorites has been the Summit Audio, the dual tube preamp here, which has been used a lot. We've used it on lots of things. And then also we've started off with the drums, tracking all the drums through the ISA 428s with the Focusrites, which are great. How long did it take you to assemble all this gear?
It went a few years because we didn't bought them at one time. It was it came from different studios, in fact, and we bought that gear piece by piece over the years. So, in fact, to set up the studio as it is now, it took 3 years.
Right. Yeah. It's wonderful. Yeah. We've got 3 Drama gates down here, which we have not needed. But everything else is, I think we've pretty much nailed everything here, haven't we?
Yes, nearly.
Yeah. This bottom row down here got a lot of use, and so did the Tegeler. The Tegeler EQ P1, their classic EQ, was amazing on the snare for the low end, for the body. Yeah, it was really great.
It's so lovely.
Yep. And the Bricasti got used a lot. Yeah. And then the pair of 512s, and then all the Elysian stuff got used. Yeah. We didn't get to use the leveler. We did try it.
We tried it, but it didn't work. I think it was on the snare we tried it.
Yeah,
or on the room mics. I can't remember exactly, but found out it didn't fit the idea of the sound, so we changed it. I think to the Elysia, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, to the Elysia, which the envelope 500 on rooms was
lovely
phenomenal.
on the room. Yeah, huge.
Yeah,
huge sounding toms.
Yeah, we could pull out that low mid and make aggression on them. Yeah, and so those toms were like
yes, sucked in. Really.
Absolutely amazing. Now the band was Blossom, is that correct?
Yeah. So mainly Arnaud. It's a songwriter who do usually everything on his own. Came in with studio musicians who also do the live backing for him, and they're just amazing musicians in general, and super nice guys to work with. I think.
I mean, they're all between 24 and 26 years old,
young guys,
and they play like they're 45.
Yeah, super talented, super nice guys, smart.
Very focused. I find with a lot of inexperienced players, they have a tendency to overplay, and then you have to rein them in. These guys came from the other place. They start simple and then just
And
very tasteful.
Said maybe you could do it this way or that way. Just bam, do it. And it's covered.
Made life very easy. Now we've got 2 X Logic racks here. These are your talkbacks that you set up here, yes?
Yeah. The nice thing about these preamps are that they have this talkback limiter inbuilt. That's very handy just for listen back microphone lines. And the nice thing about the X-Logic racks in combination with the console is just they're included in the total recall.
Right.
So it's completely recallable, and that's handy too, of course. Yes.
Wonderful. We've had some fun. I mean, obviously with the console, but this is a nice rack here because you've got the 1176, which I think was used on everything, and then the pair of 1176s again was used on everything. Been tending to use that on 20-1 just to catch peaks on DIs, on bass DIs, guitar DIs, because we did a lot on this stuff because we were doing like kind of a funk thing at times. We would go directly into a mic pre without going through an amp and then just compress it and get it super, super tight. It was wonderful. Lots of DBX 160s. They've got a lot of use as well. Of course, the distressor is the Swiss Army knife. Yeah. But what was interesting, and I'm reminded of, is that a good 1176, is one of the most versatile compressors ever.
Talking about Swiss Army knives, right? It's amazing. Yes, it is.
That we were really trying to nail zero attack on a particular sound. And surprisingly enough, the fastest attack time of distressor still let a little peaky go through. Went to 1176, nailed it. Yeah. So as much as I love the distressor, the attack time was faster on the 1176. Yeah. And then a couple of other key pieces here that are really wonderful. The Summit dual compressor limiter is absolutely phenomenal.
Super sounding.
Yeah, beautiful sounding. And then of course, another heavily used was the Tube Tech, which is...
Yeah. It's also versatile with its limiting stage also. That's really nice to use.
Yep, and then the ELOP, of course, the Manley ELOP saw a lot of use as well.
Yeah.
The LA3As, good characteristics on guitars if you don't mind a little extra crunch. But remember, we did try it on the bass, and it tended
on the bass, it was a bit too crunchy.
Yeah,
for our purpose,
Yeah, especially for a clean DI. Now on an amp, it might be good if you want to add a little bit of extra character. But we weren't digging it on the bass. Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal. Now, last but no means least, this rack down here also saw a ton of use because, of course, it's got a pair of MP1As. This was our vocal. We used it on guitar as well. I think between the Focusrite on the drums and these, plus the SPLs, which I'd never used before, the Gold mic, probably a similar characteristic to the MP1s. I like that. Is that your choice when I think about this? There's a lot of tube stuff here because you've got Summit, Tube Tech, SPL, more Summit.
Yeah, it's definitely my choice.
You like the tube stuff.
It was a question in general which way to go when we were thinking of setting up this studio environment, that we want definitely have real analog hardware and at least the option to have a tube in the signal flow. So, and that's
funny. Here we are, Europeans, and I'm calling it a tube. We mean valves.
Of course.
My fault.
So yes, we definitely need devices to bring us this glow in the signal flow.
And it does very, very well, especially monitoring through the AWS. Now the ATCs, they're pretty awesome, but goodness, are they bright. I don't think I've had any whistling ears or anything, even monitoring loud, so they're not necessarily that bright. Probably the flattering way of describing it would be detailed. I mean, they're super, super detailed. But when we were going through and listening to test mixes, some of the stuff was like absolutely phenomenal, but anything, if it was a little 5% too bright, was obviously too bright.
Popping up.
Yeah, really popping up. But it's a nice selection because you've got that, then you've got the new General X, which have a lot of front to back depth, which we love. And those little Auratones, actually 2 or 3 times I've enjoyed like checking things on them.
Yes, I love to check mid stuff in mono on the Auratone because you really can get an idea what's going on in the mid range very clearly. And of course, you get an idea how it sounds on a mobile phone or the small devices, and you just can double check on different monitoring systems. So that makes sense to us very much.
Absolutely fantastic. So we go and check out the large live room.
Yes.
So I suppose the centerpiece of the room is this really beautiful Steinway.
Yes.
And this is completely restored, yes?
Yes, definitely. And it's from around 1870s, completely restored, and it's just fitting so well into this room. So nice sounding, even classic or pop, no matter what. It's just amazing sounding.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah, it's really, really beautiful, really warm, but at the same time, very responsive to the player.
Yeah.
Jules is a phenomenal piano player.
Amazing.
And he really made this sing. On your advice, we used a pair of little Sennheisers.
Yeah, exactly. And it just works so well with this piano. These are little MKH 8014, and you just put them in place and they're just sounding amazing. So there's really not too much you need to add to. Often, and we did that also with this session, we add a little bit of wood with a microphone directly pointing to this wood of the frame, and you have the warm midth adding to the sound of the strings directly. So
yeah, this is a very special piano. I think that quite often studios can have like little centerpiece things that bring people to it. So I think if you were a jazz piano player or just a piano player in general, this is quite a good reason to come here.
Yeah, for us it's in general interesting or important that artists which comes here are able to just sit and play around. So that's why we also set up a rack like this with a sub mixer, which is also directly an interface. You just put your notebook in place and play something to existing material or whatever. This is also connected to the main console. So everything should be playable and inspiring. That's the main idea of the whole place. In fact, is inspiration.
Yep. And you have a DX7.
Yeah.
We've enjoyed some of the house guitars as well. This lovely Candy Apple Red Telecaster, which we ended up stringing. We used a couple of times on the first song, and then when we came to the second, maybe it was the third song, we strung it up as a Nashville tune. Arnu, who's the singer and the songwriter, of course, is actually left-handed, and he had exactly the same guitar.
It was funny,
but in left-handed. So it's been really wonderful. I gotta point out something. Sorry, Zhu, he's not here, but I'm gonna be a little bad. This is Zhu's guitar. So this is the best thin line I've played in years. It's actually an aria. So I don't know. I mean, I remember in the UK, I'm sure many of you that are European will remember aria in the 80s. They were this Japanese company. I mean, I think they probably still exist. And this just plays like the best thin line you've ever played. It's absolutely fantastic. And then when you look over to the neck, you realize that it's actually a Japanese-made, late 70s, copy, but phenomenal guitar. How many rooms have you got Thailand? Because you've got that huge room upstairs.
Yeah, we have this room upstairs, which is kind of an open space, multifunctional. Yes, where we did the toms. This is amazing sounding. We have the 300 square meter atelier over there, which is amazing for big bands and orchestra.
How did you tie line that?
Analog, with real copper tie lines.
Yeah.
70 meters of tie lines going over there.
Where did you dig it out?
The line goes along this path here. So into the other building, and from there on, there are several connections also to the orangery and to the wine reservoir, which we use as a natural reverb chamber.
Wait, have we got to use the wine reservoir? We can use that for a natural reverb chamber?
Yes, of course.
Okay, well, we're going to do some rough mixes today, so we'll do that. The wine reservoir is under this building over there, which is, what did you call it?
It's called atelier, but it was used for winery to put the grapes into the reservoirs from the top. And that was the space over there. We put a new floor on and use it for recording video shootings and now for catering also. It depends on which time of the year, what project.
Then we went to the orangery, or to pronounce this properly, where we used it on pianos. So we took the Sennheiser mics and fed them into there. Pretty phenomenal. We can go and check that out in a minute. Okay, so there is this beautiful live room. As you can see, there's a Rhodes. There's this is the house gear. The Dynacord amp actually was our favorite bass amp. Sounds phenomenal. Again, very well known in Europe. Not so well known in America, although very famous in the 80s for
a very different stuff. It is, in fact, you have 4 channels, and it was used for a complete band setup for guitar, vocals, bass, and keys on one amp. In fact, they did the mix in one amp.
Didn't they make in the 80s a Leslie simulation? Wasn't that what they made? That was really famous.
I don't know.
Answers on a postcard, please. Let us know.
Please.
But I do think that the Dynacord, a lot of studios in the UK, they would have this Dynacord like Leslie emulation that was amazing. That's my memory.
Yeah. I also know that Thin Lizzy played a bass amp by Dynacord a while in the 80s also. Phil Lynott on
I'm a huge Phil Lynott fan, so yeah. I used to have one of his basses. That's another long story. All right. Let's go through and check out the other control room. So I've got to be honest, we didn't work in this room. I've been in it a few times. But if I was coming here and camping out for a while, I think this might be my room.
Yeah.
I think I like it's a little bit more intimate.
It's cozy.
And the door where Adam is standing in front of is like literally, you just kind of come straight in. And
and it's connected anyway, but it's also separated. So it's, very multifunctional also. It's a standalone option to record in here or from the live room also, or just use it as a production place to edit or produce beat making, whatever. And we have also some stuff to play with around to be inspired. CP70, for example, some keyboards.
Yeah, this is wonderful. We did use this
stuff.
Yeah, we used the CP70. It was amazing, beautiful. There's a Nord.
Yeah, motif.
Oh, yeah, motif over there, yeah.
Also proper controller if you need a proper keyboard to play.
505. I remember these well. Centerpiece, of course, is the Matrix.
Yes.
The SSL Matrix.
Yeah, because it's only a Matrix. You don't have any EQ filter or dynamics inbuilt. So it's in fact a matrix for your outboard gear, which is kind of stripped down here, but you have what you need. You have the universal channel strip. We have also the option to add stuff you need dynamic wise with a 500 channels, a little API or whatever. We can record up to 16 channels in here at the moment with a setup as it is now, but we are very flexible to change things as necessary. It depends on the project.
I've got to say, I do love these lights. I love these. My dad had lights like these. It just, I love these. Wonderful. Yeah, this is a beautiful room. A beautiful room. I definitely could see myself camped out here for a few weeks.
Yeah. And we use it also for recording in here to separate acoustically from the live room. So everything is connected to record from here into the main control room or from the live room in here. So whatever you want.
I think another thing to say about this place as well is everything is very self-contained. So you've got 2 control rooms with a live room in between, but you've got a little kitchen area, you've got a bathroom. All of these residential areas have little kitchens and little bathrooms as well. So you can pretty much camp out here and
you can separate or be together. It really depends on your plans, on your projects, and the group of people who come.
We've been loving it. We'll definitely be back. more than you want. After a while, you'd be like, you know what, you don't have to come back. Gorgeous. Let's have a quick look at the mic locker. Now, there are some mics out already being used. So firstly, we've got to point this out. So this is called a periscope mic, which we ended up using per Oliver's recommendation for a mono mic on the drums. And it's got a built-in limiter.
Yeah. It's really mangling the sound with the omnidirectional capsule. It's really to satirize anything which is in front.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then the other one is, you made this, yes?
Yeah, it was a fun project, a ribbon microphone, because it was just for fun. Yeah. And I felt very happy to record with it in
it was
this
great.
project. Yeah.
And we put this on the ride.
Yeah.
And on the crash cymbal, we used a Bayer M160.
Yeah.
And it just enabled us to have like smooth sounding cymbals. Both those two ribbons were really great.
Super cool.
But talk us through what you got here.
Yeah, we have these small 8040 that we used already on the piano, which are really lovely. Pencil 184 Neumann. These are also, as a stereo pair, kind of a no-brainer. We have an old BULS. This is really lovely on an acoustic guitar. I love it very much. Or also on the piano, we use it for this wooden sound of the body.
Yep.
Of course, a few large condenser TLMs, 127, a few TLM 103. A few.
They were an old 87 as well.
Yes.
A bunch of SEs.
Yes. These are in fact also self-built. I built these also by myself.
You built those too?
Yes, but it's an just for fun.
Very nice. And then all the usual suspects, bunch of 57s and stuff. What is this?
This is an weird biodynamic tool. I use it sometimes, in fact, to catch what you usually want to pick up from a kick-in microphone, just the attack from the beta, but I use it on the beta side. Yeah. This one.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes, and we have also some other dynamics and ribbon stuff down here. RE20. Yes, the usual amount of 57, you can never have enough of them. D112. So, just some nice ribbon. This
is what we used for
AEA, exactly.
This is what we used outside the drum room, picking up all the birds.
Yes.
So it was like our mono ambient mic. I keep wanting to call it a room mic, but it was outside, so it was really the opposite of a room.
Yeah. But a lot of microphones are just in use now at the sets, so it looks a bit empty in here, but
that's phenomenal.
That is. Business as usual.
And some pedals. We did end up using this on guitar.
Yes.
Double back compressor. We wanted this super kind of cheeky compressed sound, and I was just quite as impressed with this. I've never even heard of it. I mean, I've heard of single dunker, but I've never heard of a double back compressor before.
Really it's nice because it uses the concept of parallel compression. So you have still your uncompressed dry guitar signal and add a compression to it as you like. So.
Oh, look, a Roger Mayer voodoo bass. These are quite rare.
Yes. Distortion
active splitter. Now I want to try this.
Yeah, some lovely stuff from a guy from America, which are handmade. I bought some of his pedals, which are just amazing sounding. Phaser and overdrive for guitar. This is just amazing. Tonza is it called? Check it out. Amazing stuff. Yeah.
No recording is complete without a stylophone.
Definitely.
This is a wonderful little room. Once the door is closed, and we did put some extra baffles in here. It's hard to because it's quite small looking, I suppose, even on camera. But we had the kit here, and then we put some baffles up against it, and it was just dead and dry and awesome. I mean, one of the advantages you have with this huge facility is you've got every single sound you could want.
Yeah, exactly. That was the idea, to set up a room like this to be really nearly able to record everything without any ambience at all, any reflections from the room, because we have so many other rooms which sounding big and long reverb times. We needed something opposite. So that's perfect. And in fact, we only set up the baffles in here because we were just too lazy to keep all the amps out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and
to be honest, I liked it because it made it even tighter, smaller even still. We can't not talk about this room without pointing out this. So tell me a little bit about this. So this is a 47 clone, but it's more than that.
Yeah, it's called Type 47. Voxorama is the label, but it's just was just marketing by Voxorama. It was made by Andreas Grosser, a guy from Germany, which died unfortunately last year. So there will be no more new ones of this device. So it's just super lovely sounding, and we did a kind of a shootout yesterday, and we ended up using this one for the vocals of Arnaud.
It was gorgeous sounding. We shot it out against the 3 best mics here, and it clearly won. How much were these when they were new?
Around 6,000, I think.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, considering how wonderful it is. We've got the 1040 out as well, which we used the 1040. That's the Lewitt LCT 1040 on acoustic guitar. We did end up using it and then going to a small diaphragm for a really tight sound, which is still possibly my favorite acoustic guitar mic, which is an LCT 140. I mean, I think these are $199, aren't they? They're cheap. The point is whatever they are, phenomenal acoustic guitar mic. And it does help that we have Zhu again, who's an amazing guitar player, as well as being an amazing piano player. Just don't let him know. We don't want it to go to his head. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. Well, of course, U87 over there as well, which was lovely. And we did shoot these 3 out and firmly went with that. But that's not to take anything away from any of these mics.
No, it's always the connection between the voice, the vocals, the microphone, and the preamp, which is always different. And there is, for me, not really a one-to-go microphone. It's always the combination of everything.
Totally. And we're going to use the LCT 1040 today on all the background vocals because we want to separate it from the 47 so that when the mix comes up, you've got 2, not very, but different enough sounds on the vocals so that it don't have to EQ as much. So let's go upstairs and check out, what do you call this room up here?
Grunge. It's like a empty space on the under the roof. Yep.
There you go. There we go. Marcel. I'm good. Okay. You're on camera.
Oh,
Ah. So this is, I need to spend more time in here. I didn't get to really play darts or ping pong or foosball, but this is great.
This is one of our multifunctional rooms and spaces. You can chill out, have some fun doing table tennis, kicker, whatever, darts. But we're also connected directly to the control room from here to record what we did with this
we did some big toms in here. A pair of 414s on the toms on the top, and then a pair of Coles 4038s in the back, going through the Empressor.
Yeah, definitely.
The Elysia Empressor, and it sounded huge.
Yeah, it's super lovely for brass sections, for example, up here, but huge sounding drums. That's the space where you want to record it.
Yeah, it's hard, maybe on camera, I'm sure Adam's going to do a good job of showing this, but it's a beautiful property with so many opportunities and options to record in.
And of course, if you have some spaces like us in remote to the control room, you need to set up cameras to be connected visually
Yeah.
on top of the acoustic connection as well.
Amazing. So we go to the atelier?
Yes, yes, let's go over there. Yeah, this is the space, what we call atelier. It was former the area where the grapes was filled into the wine reservoirs downstairs, and it is used by Stephanie Hermes, the mother of the studio owner who did all the sculptures, who is an artist, works with a chainsaw on wood and stuff. And we use it now as a multi-purpose space. We're recording.
There's a drum riser here.
Yeah, exactly.
So you could track drums on here with PA cab. Presumably you could pull the drums back through the PA and then mic the whole room.
It's possible, of course. But yes, it's also a multi-purpose space. We do recording in here. This space is also connected to the main control room. So bigger ensembles, big bands, orchestra, or video live shootings, bands playing live can be recorded in here, and that's what we all do.
Did you build these yourself?
Not myself, but we let them build in Germany. Yes.
Yeah.
We bought some from a studio in Germany, and the concept was so great that we ordered some more with our own dampening material. So we have some of these modules to
They're wonderful.
to work with.
Wonderful. I love the drum riser, which is great.
Yeah.
This piano, this old 70s Yamaha, is really special sounding.
Yeah.
Where did you find this?
It's also from Germany. We brought it in from Germany.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. This morning we were, because we've been staying in the room next door, somebody came in and started playing Morning Has Broken. Morning Has Broken.
Amazing. Yeah.
It's gorgeous little piano. Yeah.
But that's what I meant before. It's about inspiration. If you have an instrument just around, people come in and sit down and feel inspired and just start playing, or want to capture something. And this is exactly the idea of the whole place.
And as you can imagine, this is where we've been eating. This is where all of us sit and eat, which is rather wonderful.
Yeah, usually we eat outside with this when the weather is fine. That's just more amazing when we be able to have this large table outside. But the beginning of the week was a bit rainy, so we set it up in here.
Yeah, and
because we have that space.
It's amazing. Let's check out next door. There's a little Studio C.
Yes, just another production space.
Wonderful.
Yeah. It is connected to the big space over there, as well as to the main control room. So you can use this also as a control room to record from the big space over there, to be separated and work completely in parallel to the other spaces from the studio in the other building. So options.
It's wonderful. And there's a little Vox amp.
Yes.
No, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love everything about it. I love how, like these chairs and just the feel of it. It feels very, very in keeping. Yeah, very beautiful.
Cool.
Let's go and check out the orangery.
Exactly.
The orangery, where we basically, there's a pair of speakers in there and we fed the piano through there and mic'd it up. It was pretty special. And the band went down and listened, and they stood outside the door, and it was really dark, and you could just hear this beautiful ambient piano just like wafting across. Rather gorgeous. Is there any oranges in there?
No, but the plants.
Plan is to fill it full of oranges?
No, the plants are over the winter time in that kind of rooms, which large windows and stuff, like this citronnier, this lemon tree. and they brought these kind of trees in the orangery over the winter time when it's getting colder. That's why you have that spaces with large windows.
Fantastic. So here it is. One. Yeah, so we had the piano coming out of the Yamaha speaker over there, and we mic'd the whole room. So that's a pair of, what are those mics? Are those JZs?
No, these are
Oh, blues.
violet fingers.
Yeah.
That's what they
But
call.
isn't that JZ the company? Or was it blue?
So. It was really violet. Maybe.
I think it's the. I think it's the same.
Now.
Yeah, I think it's
But I think
JZ.
they were independent before. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gorgeous sounding in this room. Yeah, ambience for days. What?
Yeah, that's super cool. Like a chapel or something for vocals, classical vocals, cello, whatever.
You hear all the birds in here. As soon as I said that, it stopped.
Yeah, and it's amazing to pick up these kind of natural ambience too.
Amazing. All right, let's go and check out the old pool. Definitely telling us off, the bird. It's like, take your noisiness and go somewhere else.
Yes.
Us birds here are trying to have a relaxing time. It's the spring.
For takeover.
Yeah. So we're going to the old swimming pool, the swimming pool that was here when this house was, just this huge house over here, was kind of the main place, and there's all vineyards around here.
Exactly, yes. And the former owner built that old pool. I don't know exactly when, but it's just so nice looking. There's such a nice ambience that we use it often as for photo shootings, video shootings. And there are some really interesting, crazy spots in there in that pool, acoustically crazy spots, where you can really achieve some psychedelic effects when you're in there, because it's so reflective. It's really crazy when you sit in that sweet spots with an acoustic guitar, for example, or just vocals. Just thrilling.
And there's the old house up there. How many rooms is that?
I didn't count that.
It's pretty, I mean, pretty huge. And I suppose that's the old
it's
mansion or...
Exactly. This is the owner's house, the main building. And
And this you just recently did.
Yes, this is
it's like an apartment.
Yeah, exactly. This is kind of a tiny house where we also set up a little working space with a monitor and controller for someone who really wants to be separated.
Well, when we come back, we're talking about might be my son's house.
Exactly.
That's where he will live.
Yes, exactly. So behind this little bamboo garden, we find the old pool.
See the vineyards over there. So they do have a new pool. This isn't the only pool.
No.
But this is the old one. I presume from probably 1800s or something.
Yeah. I don't know exactly, but it's really old.
But you get this slap back. One.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah. There are some spots in which are really crazy. Come in here.
Awesome.
It's really slapping psychedelic reflections in here. And this is really weird sounding, but nice looking. That's why it's often used for photo shootings or music videos. Yeah. And this ambience, all the nature.
Go for a swim. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yes, it is. And that's part of the main idea also, to have these moments, to have these areas where you can separate maybe from being busy and emotionally involved in creative work, just to slow down a bit and just feel the connection to the nature and art, of course, the sculptures around. Yeah, again, it's about inspiration and yeah, just being here. The idea of being residential with a studio work makes a huge difference.
Absolutely.
It's just not the 9 to 5 shift in the studio and you go home afterwards. You're with the whole group of people you are creating with at one space for a certain time and have everything you need.
Yep, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Well, thank you ever so much.
It was a pleasure to have you.
It was wonderful. It's been an amazing week. We will be back. Thanks, everybody. There'll be links, of course, to check out Limusic. Highly recommend it, either just to come here and record or bring a whole bunch of people. As you can see, there's multiple places you can record, just small rooms. If you want to do individual projects, full bands, bring in a whole team of people, do camps, you name it. It's amazing. Oliver, I really
Yes.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So long, everybody. So long, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, adios, tschüss, tot ziens, goodbye.